Hey, welcome to the second course video for the song Face It from NF's 2015 debut album, Mansion. I'm musically malnourished. You're on my journey to go deep and wide in discovering new music and artists. During the second course, we do a deep dive into the lyrics and meaning behind the music. So let's dive in, give this song a closer look. All right, in Face It, NF candidly admits he's struggling with the problems he is going through in his life, including sin. He realizes his tendency to be hypocritical when he doesn't live out the words that he raps or sings, and this song allows him to remind the listener he's just as imperfect as they are. In an interview with Rapzilla, NF said, "When I write a song called Face It, that could mean anything. I don't know how to face anything. I think on this next record, there are some songs that really give you what's going on with me, and people writing me stuff like that. There are a lot of parts in songs that have been influenced from statements like that." All right, let's move through it. Yeah, I ain't sleeping lately. I ain't sleeping lately. Yeah, I know that I'm the only person that can change me. Maybe that's why I ain't changing. That's why I ain't changing. I got too much on my mind. Guess I don't know how to face it. Which when we were going through the song and the react, that's such a true thing, right? I'm the only person that can change me. Maybe that's why I ain't changing, because then you have to not only know what it is you want to change, but then begin the hard work, right? And it's not like, okay, now I change. It's like you recognize something, you ask for God's grace, and you begin to take those steps. And the biggest thing, I think, is just the awareness. And depending on what the thing is you're wanting to change, sometimes it's diving down deeper and trying to figure out, man, what's the motive? Like, why do I respond that way? Why do I act that way? Why am I tempted in this way? And then you begin that hard work of, like, when that opportunity comes, maybe if it's like you really have a hard time controlling your temper, then you just have to have that awareness to recognize, this is what I do when I get angry. So next time I start getting that way, I'll take a step back. I'll slow down. I'll be slower to respond with my words. I'm not going to like throw things anymore or hit things. And then you may find like, ooh, I got a little victory there. And then maybe you might find yourself kind of moving back in that direction again. And you just have to go like, okay, that's not who I'm going to continue to be. And so, the other side of it is obviously, I lost my train of thought on that one. But some of those things are easier than others. Some are like very long time of correcting certain behaviors. So, the other thing I was thinking is like, even in the sense of anger, is not just like the way you react when you get angry, but trying to figure out, how can I grow in my like slowness to anger, right? James tells us, be quick to listen, slow to speak, and slow to become angry, for the anger of man does not produce the righteousness of God. And I love that term, slow to anger. So it's like, if you've got this short fuse, how can I learn over time to lengthen that fuse? How can I practice patience? How can I practice understanding? How can I stop letting things get under my skin so badly? I just don't know how to face it. Don't know how to face it, so let's go back to basics. I love that idea, right? And that's kind of what we were just talking about. You say what you mean, do what you say, but man, I hate this. Wow, it's so honest. I just don't know what I'm chasing. Yeah, somebody told me life is something you don't want to play with, but I keep on playing like life is a playground. I go through these mood swings, watch everything slide down. I look at myself and ask what the goal is. You tell me what your goal is. I'm just so lost in emotions, I don't even notice. So again, that's what we're talking about. The first step is the awareness. Like, man, how am I acting? And sometimes that comes through a hard lesson. Somebody has to confront you, or you do something that's like you feel so ashamed of. And shame in and of itself isn't always a bad thing. To live in shame, to let shame hang over you all the time. But I think shame is one of those things that comes on us when we realize that we have not been who we want to be. And that can be a powerful force to go, whoa, And it's kind of the same sense of conviction. But the point is, conviction lifts, it doesn't lower. Condemnation is like, you suck, you're never going to be better, you're never going to get over this, you're never going to grow, you shouldn't even try. That's not the voice of the Father. The voice of the Father is conviction. I've got better for you. That's not who you are. Come on. I can give you strength. I can help you. Let's go. We can do better. That's conviction. I slip into a place and I don't think straight. Devil in my ear trying to tell me everything's great. And in a year, I realize I'm in the same place. Yeah, you keep pushing those things aside. No, it doesn't matter. Don't worry about it. But then nothing changes. Running in the same race, same pace. Let's go back to basics. Think about the words you're about to say before you say it. Sin is bittersweet. I taste it. Bittersweet. Get that sickness out my mouth. I feel like my train is derailing. I can feel it. These words are only words until they're actions. Words until the actions strive on empty satisfactions. Wow, dude. Empty words, right? They strive on these empty satisfactions. It's like you say you're going to do something and like, oh, okay, good job. But it's an empty satisfaction. The fulfilling satisfaction comes when you put action to those words, right? Don't just be hearers of the words, be doers of the words, because those who hear the word and don't do it deceive themselves. And that's the empty satisfaction. It's a self-deception. Fact is, I don't know. I get on these stages, say that I put on a show, but yeah, that show, it don't mean nothing if I don't live my lyrics. If they don't feel the spirit in my songs and they don't hear it. Homie, yet, which this is important, right? I think that's the difference. You have people that can very well put on a mask, but I think the sincerity and the power, and you can tell in a person, not always, because again, there are some really great fakers out there. But when it comes from a place of sincerity, people feel the spirit in your song, not just you singing. But when it comes from a place of conviction, even it's not like you're completely over it yet, but you're working toward it and you're seeing progress, and it just comes from a different place. And I think people can understand that. And it resonates with people. Yeah, that don't mean nothing. This ain't all about appearance. Everything starts with the man in the mirror. And man in the mirror. What an honest song. I think a relatable song that we can all find ourselves somewhere in there, right? I want to see change, but I don't make any changes. And just the feeling of like guilt or shame or conviction isn't enough. We need strength. We need help to follow it up with action. Let me know your thoughts on the song. What stood out to you? Feel like there's anything I missed in here. Let's have a conversation about it. Thanks for joining me for this one. I hope to see you in the next one, because we're eating good.